Hello, hello, hello. A very, very good afternoon, good evening, or good morning, wherever you are watching from, and welcome back to another live stream here on this Monday session, which is slightly more active than usual, of course, because of the chaos that's erupted over the weekend, shall we say, with none other than Mr. Donald Trump. So I guess we're going to speak about that today in a little bit of detail because it's what's causing the market volatility which we're seeing this morning. So yeah, we've just hit the US Open as well. I'm seeing gold up, stocks down, dollar down. Typical story, right? When we hear tariffs, and tariffs are back, and well, they never left, but they're now even more aggressive than before. So this should be a very, very interesting stream indeed. I'm currently personally live, of course, on my with my EAs, my own personal EAs. Obviously, I'm going to be showing them for educational purposes. So I'm going to be showing you some of my own personal documenting my own personal trades with you as well, which I'm looking forward to. And it's good to see everyone who is live with me on the YouTube chat, and we're live on X as well. It's good to see you all. Hello. I'll just say hello to everyone now, and then we'll get into some of the stuff that went on, I guess. Mev Trades, hello to you. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Tails, good to see you. Isolate X, he's in gold sales from 5141. Patrick, KS17, hello to you. Good to see you. Zahid, I want to learn from you. Well, you're in the right place. To joining the stream's a good start. VR Goppy, hello to you as well. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Creator 2442, good to see you. Sanyu Prince, hello to you as well. Good to see you, and I'm doing well. I hope you are as well. Ready Black, hello to you. Hope you're doing well. Sanu, I don't give signals. I do apologise. I'm not giving signals on the streams. I never do. Banji FX03, I hope you're doing well. I'll give you my opinion on what I'm seeing and my analysis and my opinion, but I won't be giving trade signals. DJR FX, hello to you. Good to see you as well. Adash, we got King Leo, hello to you. Good to see you. Message me on Instagram. I remember that. Hello to you. Thank you for joining. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a good weekend as well. Wasn't a good weekend on the football for me, unfortunately. Chelsea drew, but there we go. Who else we got on the stream? My FX now. Hello to you. Good to see you. Hustle Lane. New week, new opportunities. Yes, indeed. So looking forward to this one. Adash, hello to you. King Peter live. Good to see you as well, my friend. Mentorship updates. Any mentorship updates? No, not really, to be honest. I'm currently building out the strategy PDF cheat sheets and the results PDFs. I've formed the Telegram channels as well. So, yeah, I suppose that there are a couple of updates in that regard. I don't have a particular launch date, unfortunately, yet. There's still some things that we're working on in the background because obviously there's a lot of departments involved in this. So it isn't as simple as just going live, so I want to make sure everything's in place. So I do apologize for the delay, but some of it's completely out of my hands, unfortunately. Atmos Funded, hello to you. Good to see you. Thank you. It is good to see you here. Who else we got? We've got Brett on the stream, one of our winners. Curtin, hello to you. Good to see you. Glad to see that you made it today. Anyway, as always, this is our weekly preview stream. So we're going to talk about the main talking points, the main fundamental events to watch out for this week. And of course, we're going to dive into some analysis and some trades and some of the key levels to watch out for this week. Where do we start? I think it's obvious, right? Take a look at this. And just let me know if you, hopefully you can hear this in the chat. But this is what happened over the weekend.
Tariffs is deeply disappointing, and I'm ashamed of certain members of the court, absolutely ashamed, for not having the courage to do what's right for our country. I'd like to thank and congratulate Justices Thomas, Alito, and Kavanaugh for their strength and wisdom and love of our country.
He is not
which is right now very
all.
Proud of those justices. When you read the dissenting opinions, there's no way that anyone can argue against them. There's no way. Foreign countries that have been ripping.
So, I mean, let's just say that hopefully you could hear that. I think you could. But let's just say he wasn't happy at all. And he has upped global tariffs to 15% from 10%. Lashing out Really, completely not happy. Even some of the people within his own team. So yeah, you can understand why when the markets then open today, we saw the typical moves that we've, if you've watched my streams, you know that we've become accustomed to really when this sort of thing has reared its head, and that is gold upside, that's stock market downside, and dollar downside, and crypto downside as well. It's pretty much a carbon copy of what we've been used to, and this is just another episode on that journey. So when I look at the markets today, off the back of that, as I said, let's have a look. We've got the Nasdaq's down 0.6%, Ethereum down 1.6%, Bitcoin makes its move down into the mid 65s. The DXY, the dollar index, is picked up a little bit. It's around flat. It took a little bit of a hit this morning, but it's flat again. And gold is up 0.9%, and silver is up 2.8%. So typical Trump tariff moves that we're seeing today. So yes, the fallout from this is what we're seeing today, and I'm sure there's going to be more to come from this. As always with these like court rulings and stuff like that, there's a process. It takes time for relevant departments to respond. Trump has obviously responded in kind, and yeah, it's caused some volatility in the markets this week as well. Let me just read some of the comments here. Trump in panic. Trump is a blessing for traders. If you like volatility, then yeah, Ready Black, hello to you. Trump is so random. Yeah, I mean, I think we sort of knew that he would retaliate from this, but yeah, he's certainly not happy. King Leo, yeah, you're right there. Yeah, what else can you say? I own Forex 84. Crazy economy. Yeah, it's crazy times really. I can't really work out if it's good or bad. I mean, sometimes like when I look at my backtested my performance on strategies last year when it was Liberation Day, and Trump, remember with the big board, and he announced all of those tariffs. The strategies that I had, like the mechanical sort of strategies that don't perform very well with that uncertainty and that volatility. But we'll see how this current wave performs. I have the strategies on no matter what from a personal perspective. And as it stands right now, I'm currently long on gold from, and as per the EA, I'm currently long on gold from 4134 with a SL personally of 5121, 5346. This is predetermined risk from my strategies, much of my personal journey in which I'm showing you here. Look, I'm in two minds. This is definitely, this has obviously been a bullish story for gold. However, when I go back to some of the news we've got coming out this week, and I'll go through like the typical events that we see in the calendars, but in terms of what's coming up, so I just wanted to make sure that wasn't playing. In terms of what's coming up this week, we've also got this whole US-Iran nuclear deal talks coming up. So the next US-Iran nuclear talks are on this Thursday. In Geneva, as Washington awaits the proposed deal from Tehran. Let's read some of it, what it says here. The United States and blah, blah, blah will hold the next round of nuclear talks as the Islamic Republic faces both the threat of a US military strike and new protests at home. Oman's foreign minister confirmed the talks and previously hosted the indirect talks on the Islamic Republic's nuclear program and facilitated the latest round in Geneva last week. What is the situation here? What's the impact should we see a deal made between a nuclear deal made between the US and Iran? Well, that is negative for gold, essentially, because it's a de-escalation completely not completely, but it's a de-escalation of the tension, should you say, the war tension between the US and Iran, and a nuclear deal would probably put some selling pressure on gold. So you've sort of got two factors here working against one another. You've got the threat of this whole Supreme Court ruling and Trump bringing in more tariffs versus the potential for a nuclear deal between the US and Iran, which would bring gold prices down theoretically. what does that mean then? what's the forecast for gold then for this week? Well, it makes it a difficult one. What is for sure is that there's going to be volatility, and I think we're going to see some whipsaw action. I think we're going to see, as we've seen today, Monday we've got 1% up on gold, 3% up on silver. But if this deal materializes, then we could see all of those reverse. But should there not be a deal, or should talks stall, then potentially we can hold on to that gold bullish strength from a fundamental standpoint, okay? And we'll take a look at the technicals in a minute. Banji FX, hello to you. The way you trade fundamentals behind the scene is very great. Thank you very much. I appreciate that nice comment. Dijar, Kaikon, how could the cancellation of tariffs affect the price of gold? Pretty simple, really. We've seen the price of gold rise as tariff threats and as the trade wars have escalated. Should we see the cancellation of such a thing, then we should see an unwinding of positions in gold as well. So that would mean gold downside. To be honest with you, CS Simplified has said, I have a question. Why does the market not pump the way it pumped before when tariffs were announced first? Because you've answered the question in your question there. When tariffs were announced first, they were unexpected. Yeah, so there was nothing priced into the markets, okay? Now the markets have some sort of understanding that this is the way things are. Tariffs are broadly priced in to the risk, into the risk of higher gold prices. So the threshold for that same pump needs to have more severe news. And I know that was an escalation over the weekend with what Trump said and the increase in global tariffs from 10 to 15%. But it's nothing that we're not expecting anymore in a way. You know, it's still unexpected news, but we've become accustomed to that sort of thing. So we're in a tariff environment already, is what I'm trying to say. So that's probably why. Yeah, nightmare for traders. Crypto traders are crying. Yeah, crypto is. We'll take a look at cryptocurrencies as well. Asta Demon says that he loves to create a panic in the market. Yeah, I don't know if that's his goal as such, but it does do that. So yeah. All metals are higher and higher. Yes, indeed. He's definitely responded. Sorry, there's lots of people chatting in the section, so I'm just trying to get everyone's questions in. Yes, I am live on X as well. TGR FX. TJR FX. Sorry, not TGR. Imagine TGR was on my stream. Can you not see me on there? Yeah, I'm there. Or is it not working? There's been some problems with X recently. No, I'm there. Here I am. Live on X as well. Guys, TGR's in the chat. Fortune FXZ, hello to you as well. Manoj GRG, hello to you, my friend. Let's take a look at the DAX. Yeah, we've got a few markets to take a look at, to be honest with you. FRNXV, Connor is so joyful today. Yeah, I'd like to see Mondays with a bit of action, you know. I don't want to see boring Mondays all the time. Last week was horrible. I came on the stream and I was like, I didn't know what to talk about, to be honest with you. I don't know TGR, no. King Leo, he's totally. Was I not like that last week? I think it must be the excitement of what's going on. Okay, right. Anyway, let's start with some market analysis. Anyway, let's look at gold because we were speaking about gold in a bit of detail. Yeah, I mean, we have to treat this for what it is. Okay, so if I look at this from a 4-hour chart perspective, big rundown, prices were squeezed. Do you remember? We talked about that last week, how prices were sort of trapped in between 5,100 and sort of 4,800 mark, and we're stuck in this range for quite some time. Obviously, we've now had a fundamental catalyst, which has driven prices above the 5,120 mark. So I would probably this as a break of structure. BOS. Okay. And what you might notice, guys, from over the weekend, I don't know if it's the same on, but roughly where we saw that break in structure around that 5100 to 5120, we can see we've got a fair value gap in there. So I'm wondering if this might be a good area of support potentially. We might see something like this. We've got the European low here as well, so we might come and take that out before moving higher. I think, it is what it is until it isn't, sort of thing. So we've had a break of structure, which is bullish. We've got a bullish catalyst in play. There's a bit more uncertainty in the markets. What's Trump going to say next? I know he's talking on Wednesday as well. So I think that the gold bulls will slightly have the edge here this week. And so I think that we can probably, what I would probably look at is having a look at some more gold upside. And I think, in terms of targets on the hourly time frame, there's quite a lot still to target above. We've got from that move lower, you can see that, somewhere around the 5350 mark would be like probably my biggest target. Whether we get that this week, we could get that this week, to be fair, with the catalyst we've got going on. So that would probably be something that I take a look at. So I think that until we do see that nuclear deal with Iran and US, for me, I'll be looking for more gold upside, probably up to the 5350 mark. He's a bright soul. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Ready Black, yeah. Hopefully it's a bit easier on the eyes. Mr. Volatility, hello to you. Good to see you over on X, and thank you very much for joining. And I hope that analysis was good for you. And do I think gold can target the all-time high? I mean, yes, of course. As with any bullish market, I think that any market like stocks or commodities, which over the long run tend to go higher, I think that it's not a silly thing to suggest like, okay, can we target all-time highs? It's always a question that I have in my mind. The all-time highs are up at 5,600. I think we need a little bit more in terms of like risk and uncertainty than what we see right now. But there's no reason why, if this doesn't de-escalate, I think that the gold bulls will just could continue grinding this market up towards the all-time highs for sure, but I probably wouldn't target it for now. MevTrade, hello, how did I master fundamentals? I've got a degree in economics and finance, which did help. So I focused on the micro and the macro economics. So obviously macro is related to trade. It wasn't related to trading as such, but related to interest rates and government policy, which obviously which then I learned you can adapt in trading. And obviously I did learn about the micro stuff as well, which is more business related. But yeah, that's probably why I've come from that background really. So yeah. Anyway, taking a look at Bitcoin, one of the losers of the day, 2% down at the moment. Remember the trade idea that I showed you guys, the analysis that I showed you guys last week. It's still in play. It's been a bit of a tough slog really, but you can actually see that over the weekend, was this a trade that you held on to? Then you can see that Bitcoin, this selling trade, reached a 1-to-1 risk reward. Given how long the trade's been active for, I would have probably looked to move my stop loss to entry, maybe take some off the table. But yeah, there's definitely still that, that nature of Bitcoin right now. It looks like it's grinding lower, and you can see, multiple breaks. If I started to draw trend lines here, you can see multiple breaks of that trend line structure as well, which suggests that we might be seeing that next move down to 60. I'm certainly not seeing any evidence yet that the bulls are coming back in play for Bitcoin. Okay. By the way, I forgot to say, I am doing a giveaway today, guys. I know you already know that anyway, but I'll announce the winners of the giveaway in Discord after about 10 minutes after the stream, okay? 80k in Atmos funded challenges. I completely forgot to mention that. But I think you guys know that anyway, judging from like the the stuff that I've got here and that. And also as well, guys, remember, don't forget, if you want to get access to exclusive Atmos discounts, our February promotion is now live. You can scan this QR code here, and you can follow my social media accounts, and you'll see on there a part about our February promotion. So feel free to take a look at that if you wish. All right then. Trade with us fun in terms of if you want to learn from fundamentals. Obviously, you can't go wrong with YouTube videos. However, I have got a fundamentals section of my trading course, which will be out soon. So yeah, you can wait for that, or you can do some studying in the meantime. And when that comes out, you can then dive into that. But I have got a big section on fundamentals. Ash Palmer 3777, hello to you. What is the best timing to trade according to you? I don't have a best time to trade. I pretty much trade any time other than the Asia session. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I've backtested my methodologies and found that the Asia session was definitely the worst performing session of what I found from the way that I trade and the markets that I trade. It's probably the markets that I chose. But my general rule of thumb is like trade the market, trade the trade the time zone for that market. So if you're trading euro dollar, you need to trade euro dollar either in the London or the European session, or the New York session. If you're trading USD Japanese yen, then you need to trade that. You can trade that in the New York session or the Asia session. So just go on that rule of thumb for now. Mino B4K, hello. How's your day going? It's very good. I'm a little bit tired actually, but I'm all good. Hope you're doing well as well. What did I mention? Sorry, Curtin. I'm not sure what I meant. VPVR. I mentioned it on one of my X posts. Did I? Can you send me that X post? I'm not sure. Maybe I've got confused. Drop me a message, and I'll message and I'll reply to you after. Gold is coming down. Yeah, I'm just taking a look at the trade that I've got on at the moment. It's still up, but it is reversing, isn't it? It is reversing from the highs. But still very much up on the day, 0.76%. For me, like I don't have too much opinion past what the EA trades for me. So yeah, I mean the trend for me is still bullish. I'm in the trade, and I let the trade go. I don't really have an opinion. Once I'm in the trade, I don't really have an opinion after that, to be honest with you. I know it sounds boring, but yeah. Okay, the dollar is one I wanted to speak about, right? Because who remembers this last week? Basically, this is the triangle pattern based off of this big bearish swing that we had from 16th of Jan down to the 27th of Jan. This was this downside. Remember we drew that fib? We drew the fib and we had a beautiful reaction from the 61.8, but then we created a higher low, and look how this I always say this, I'm not a massive trend line trader, but then I draw them. It's hard to ignore the fact that look at the support that we're seeing in the dollar. I know a lot of people are calling for dollar downside with what Trump's introduced and stuff. However, you can see the support coming in for the dollar here, and the technicals for me still, until we see this, yeah, I think that gold can continue to see some support. And if we get a break above 98.2, that really, for me personally, I know it's counter what people think, that opens up the door for a move up to 99.5 and up to 100. Yeah, which puts the gold bulls under a little bit of pressure, but also puts the euro dollar bulls and the cable buyers under pressure as well. Wow, this is textbook. Look at this on Man, look at this. I literally marked this for you guys on my stream at the end of last week. Does anyone remember this? When someone asked me about Eurodollar, and I said that this was the supply zone that I would target. Look what happened over the weekend. Dollar weakness, tapped into this supply zone. Pretty much zero drawdown on this trade. If I was still trading manually, I would have definitely executed this from a personal perspective. Look at that. Boom. All the way down to 3.5 risk reward. I would have targeted the lows for a 5-1. And it's exactly the same trade as this. It's exactly the same trade. So you can see how you can scale into trades as well off the back of that. Move lower, up to supply zone, move lower, up to supply zone, and then wait. So now we're in a position on Eurodollar where we can wait. For me, that I would change my mind, should I say? I would turn bullish only when we get a break above the last area of support, which would be at 1.185, and that would probably marry up with a breakdown below the trend line here. So if we do get that, then we can change our mind. But for me right now, I'm still seeing, you see it's a copy and paste trade. Exactly the same. Sanya, if you go back to the beginning of the stream, I talked all about the Trump tariffs. Thank you very much for the nice comments on Eurodollar as well. Let's take a look at the DAX, actually. I think I got stopped out. Did I get stopped out? No, I'm still in it. Just. I'll show you my DAX trade today, guys. The DAX has actually been on a decent run. If I go on history, look. $2,000 in profit. You can see that really from, what was that, this was Wednesday, made 0.8%. Friday, sorry, no. Getting my Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, yeah. Wednesday it made 0.8%. Thursday it made 1%. Friday it made 1.6%. Today's trade hasn't gone in the same direction. You can see that I was tagged into a sell down here. But really, the market snapped back higher and is now trading back inside the range. I probably wouldn't expect to survive this trade, to be honest. But, you know, once I get to a certain point in the day, then the buy side trade gets cancelled. So it's either I get lucky and the market comes back down. I can't really see it. Or I get stopped out for -1%. But a good start on the... we had a winner. I had a winner today on the index blitz, which is one of my strategies, is down 6%. Oh. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I don't know what's just gone on here. How do I get rid of that, guys? What have I done? Oh, there it is. It's there. Close. So the index blitz, obviously I always give full transparency on the results of my strategies. It's had a tough it's had a tough 4 or 5 weeks or so. Finally got a winner. I think that was today. Yeah, this morning. It's no coincidence really that the stock market's been a little bit under pressure. Therefore, my long only US S&P 500 with the Trump tariffs and all the uncertainty that's gone on, this strategy hasn't performed. It's been in a period of drawdown. Very normal drawdown. 6% is completely normal drawdown, by the way. For anyone who tells you they're never in 6% drawdown is lying to you. But had a winner today. You never know. This might start turning around. A nice winner today on Index Blitz for me. Hopefully we can get another one today. But again, we'll see how that goes. As the Demon, if I'm being honest with you, I don't really manually trade anymore. I've got these 3 strategies that I use, the ones that I've been showing you guys. I know people don't know the rules of them and stuff, but obviously they're my strategy, so I don't know. Yeah, I'm just showing you how they trade. We're moving into a world of AI and automation. We're already at that. We're already in that world now. It's just going to get more and more sophisticated. I wanted to move away from manual trading for quite some time, and I'm now in a position that I've been able to do that. So, yeah, if you want like full honesty from me, I launched those. I spent 18 months back testing and creating the EAs with my coder. I spent and then I deployed the strategies onto prop accounts in September last year. By the end of the year, I received in total about $15,000 or $16,000 in payouts, and so far this year, I've received nothing, and that's just the way it goes. So the first 2 months of this year have been drawdown months. February was the bigger drawdown of the two. January was chop and churn. Nothing really happened. February was a bigger drawdown month. Do you know last year, the strategies, right? And this is very normal. This is what I'm trying to teach people. Last year, my personal strategies were profitable for 4 months out of 12. And they made 160,000 on across the three on 100k prop accounts. Obviously, I didn't benefit from all of that because I only launched it later in the year. But it just goes to show, like, trading, you spend a lot of the time getting beaten up. And it's just about how you can still turn up each day and trade it. Yeah? And that's a lesson that I will continue to say. Like, most of the days that I trade will be losing days. How weird is that? How can you stomach that, you know? Well, I have the results, and I know people that are profitable as well, and they say the same thing. I know some people have like one-to-one risk-reward strategies, and they're profitable 70% of the time, so they have more winning days than losing days. Fine. My strategies target like 1 to 5, 1 to 3, 1 to 4. So it's not. You only need to have them 30% of the time, and you make money. So 70% of the time, you're not making money. And when you step back even further and you go like, this is a whole year, 70% of the time, on average, 70% of 12, whatever that is, you're not making any money. 8 or 9 months of the year, 9 months of the year, you're not making any money. But the 3 months that you do make money, you make a fair bit, especially with prop. And then that's how people have, say, they've made, I don't know, $75,000 across those 3 months. And in the rest of the 9 months, I'm not saying you lost money. You might have just been break even or minus 3%. And the next month you might be plus 1%. And it goes like that for ages and ages and ages. And then suddenly you make 25% in 1 month and you benefit from that with payouts. And that is trading. That is real trading. For me, anyway. People might disagree, but it's what I found anyway. Hopefully, people understand that, you know. I know it sounds crazy, MevTrade. Seriously, mate. I know it sounds crazy, but you can literally lose money for 10 months out of 12, but overall make money. If you've got a 6-to-1 RR strategy, yeah, you could make money 2 months out of the year. You could be profitable 2 months out of the 12, and you make money overall. Just goes to show. So yeah, I know that was a bit of a rant or whatever, but that's just me being transparent. It's just me being honest with you. I'm telling you, trading, most of the time when you show up, you will lose. It's about how you can just stick to your plan, stick to your trusted system, and turn up each day and benefit from the time when your equity curve is on the up, and you be there to benefit from it. And you can only be there to benefit from it if you've risk managed enough to survive the drawdown periods, yeah? And you've got accounts in place ready for those times when your strategy is performing well. And Sanu Prince, that's the same for a lot of people, and that's why the stat you see, 95% of retail traders lose money, right? The reason you see that stat is a lot of the time because most people can't afford to lose even 3 months out of the year because they risk too much, because they lose their heads, they do all these typical retail trader mistakes, let alone losing 8 months of the year. People would have blown multiple accounts if they lose 8 months out of 12, most people. but not the ones who have a proven edge and a proven strategy over a longer period and are able to just turn up each day and execute in a risk managed way. Not those people. And those people are very small in terms of the market, in terms of the retail market. It's only 5 or 10% of those people that can actually do that. Just, it's what you want to be. If you want to be that person who can't survive losing 4 months of the year, then you're just going to keep losing trading. It's simple as that. Hope that makes sense. Thank you very much, guys, for the that's just me literally talking completely openly and honestly with you guys. So I do appreciate it. Yeah. Trade with us fun. How much did I lose at the start in the first 4 years? 3 or 4 years. Yeah, quite a lot. And that's why I'm telling you from experience. I came into the markets being scanned by options trading, being scanned by signals, by people who didn't know what they were talking about. Yeah. So yeah, I lost a lot. Yeah. I don't know how much, but I definitely wasn't profitable for a long time. And it wasn't until what I tell you now, it wasn't until I found my edge. It wasn't until I sorted out my psychology. I know it's all the same stuff that you hear all the time, but it is true. It really is true. Until I started becoming profitable. And then suddenly I had an edge. I had backtested results. I even had automation off the back of it, which was amazing. I never had access to that before. And still at the start, when I first got access to automation, I was still a little bit, wasn't really using it properly. I was still going off and doing my own manual trades on the side. And I was looking at what that was doing to my results. It was skewing my results so much. And even still, I made $15K at the back end of last year in prop payouts. So have you ever been at the point where I would say I was going to quit trading? Never. Funnily enough, I had this weird thing inside of me where it's like I refused to believe that I couldn't make money in the markets. I refused to believe it. I was in a good job. I was a market analyst. I knew fundamentals. I knew everything about all the technical analysis. In fact, probably I knew too much, to be honest, and that was a lot of people's problems as well. And I just disregarded some of the most simple tested over years. This is one of my concerns with I've just been tagged into a trade. That was one of my biggest concerns with SMC and stuff. Like I was so hell bent on trading SMC, and I've got nothing against it, by the way. The concept's decent. They're just too subjective for me, I'm still yet to be able to find like a clear back-tested edge using SMC because of the subjective nature of it. I've built AI to analyze it for me, but in terms of back-testing it, it's impossible. So yeah, I don't know where I was there, but I completely lost what I was talking about. Just going off on a mad one. Coach, what is the main reason people can't? Well, the main reasons are the reasons that I've just said. Because they open a challenge when they don't have an edge. They open a challenge when they know deep inwardly that their risk management isn't in check. They come in and they try and Hail Mary the challenge phase. Sometimes it's successful. I used to do this all the time. I used to come in and try and pass it in one trade because I was too lazy to wait. And sometimes I did. And you know what? When I did, it was the most damaging thing ever. Because I would pass the challenges in one or two trades. And then I would try and trade exactly the same one live, and I'd lose it every single time. FF Lovers, hello to you. When you've had a consistent winning streak, how do you mathematically and psychologically decide when it's time to increase your position size without letting overconfidence lead to a massive drawdown? The way that I do this and will continue to do this is by using the same risk percentage each time, but doing it off the account balance at the time rather than off of the initial deposit size. So if I'm on a 100k account, I risk 1% on every single trade because then I get the compounding effect. Because if I go up to 102,000, then I'm risking, even though I'm still risking 1%, it's of the account balance, not of the initial deposit. So I'm actually risking more than 1,000 on the trade. Does that make sense? I'm risking 1,200, for example. So use that compound in nature. If you don't understand compound interest rates, search it up online. It's very, very, very powerful. Yeah, Ready Black, that's pretty much me. It was either I'm going into severe trouble or I'm going to be profitable. There's no in between. Yusuf, I don't trade futures. I know about futures. I know how to trade them. I am now. I've got all of my CFD strats underway. I will be branching into futures as well because it is cleaner price action. Thank you, Hustle Lane. Appreciate it, my friend. What type of market condition do I personally struggle with? That's a good question. The type of market condition I struggle with is unpredictable, pretty much like we've seen over the last 2 months. I haven't enjoyed it. My strategies haven't enjoyed it, so I don't enjoy it. And that pretty much is where there isn't any clear direction. When the moves are quick, sharp, and random. If there's an element of predictability in the market, you want a balance. You want volatility, but you don't want too much. You don't want nothing because you want the markets to move, of course. But the worst, when I was manually trading, the worst conditions for me were the low volume when nothing was happening. And I used to think that when the markets exploded into life, I was like, yes, let's get in. No. It's actually you need somewhere in the middle. You need predictable trends. You need stable politics and stable economies, which we haven't got at the moment, unfortunately, and that's just the nature of it with Trump. But yeah, that's me answering that question, I think. My target on gold is 4346. Anyway, guys, I appreciate all the questions there. I just wanted to quickly point you in the direction of the top events of this week because it's coming to the end of the stream. Look, there's not much going on. Australian CPI on Wednesday is the next high impact event we've got, but it'll be Trump's talk on Wednesday. President Trump is due to deliver the State of the Union address at the US Capitol building in Washington, D.C. So this should be an interesting one. We'll try and get some coverage of that. It's coming up for me at 6 a.m. I probably won't be streaming then, but we'll go through what he said. I'll put my next stream in for Wednesday, and we'll go through what he says. Because other than that, I mean, it's an absolute snore fest. We're coming towards the end of February. Thank God, for me anyway. And yeah, there's not much going on. So really, what's going to cause the market moves are the fallout from the weekend, Trump speaking on Wednesday, and the potential of the nuclear deal between the US and Iran on Thursday. All right. Okay. Really, really good stuff, guys. I've pretty much gone through everything I wanted to, I think, for today. Yeah. To summarize, I'm leaning bullish on gold still. If I was manually trading it, I'd look for the fair value gap here. I like dollar support. I think as long as dollar stays above 97.5, I think it's potentially a good support area. If we break that, then we can look for sells. I'm losing my voice. Apologies. The stock market, I'm avoiding for now. I'm holding a sort of neutral bias on that, and the price action is shocking. My index blitz. I'm in a trade on the index blitz, so I'll monitor the EA from that. If there are any trades that come out for the rest of this week that I trade, I'm happy to share with you guys for educational purposes, and I'll share that in the Discord. And that just leads me to say good luck to those who have entered into the live giveaway. Make sure you've got your notifications turned on for my social media posts. for the next stream on Wednesday. And for the winners of the giveaway, I will announce it in Discord in the next 10 minutes time. Until then, guys, thank you very much. Trade well, trade safe, and I'll see you all on Wednesday. Thank you very much.